Hello traders, FX Pip Collector here. Today is Saturday and it is April 13th, so I hope everybody's having a good weekend, getting ready for the week to come, kind of having some relaxation, maybe some time with friends and family. So anyways, I am going to go through all this list right here, this whole list right here from top to bottom. We're going to do a quick run through on the daily time frame and just let everybody know what direction I'm going to be looking for trades in the upcoming week, what Elliot wave count I believe things are in, and mostly, really, just what direction I'm going to be trading in the week to come. I do use the daily time frame as my roadmap time frame to help me trade this shorter time frame. So honestly, for me, if I know what the roadmap is doing, then I also know what to do on the shorter time frames. So every single pair on this list we're going to go through. Now, also, one thing to keep in mind is this is the full list of pairs that I do analyze every single weekday for my members on my website. If you actually go to my website, you can see that I do offer a membership program for $30 a month. With this membership program, you do get the live trading sessions, which is the Zoom meetings. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 90-minute morning Zoom meeting starting at 7:30 a.m. UK time. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do a 90-minute Zoom meeting starting at 1 p.m. UK time. And during these meetings, I analyze every single thing on that whole list that I was just showing you from top to bottom. And we do a full top-down analysis all the way down to at least a 1 hour time frame for where we look for trades. We look for future setups, and I let everybody know what it is that I'm looking for. Now, that's one of the best benefits of being in the group, but we also do have a private Discord channel where I have a bunch of educational information on the private Discord channel. Basically, every Elliott wave pattern that you can think of is on my Discord channel with the bull and the bear versions of the pattern. I also have a trading course, which is right here on my website, about 35 videos. It's actually about 7 hours of content. It's about 35 videos. It covers basically everything that I think you need to know, right from Fibonacci, difference between trends and corrections, risk management, structure analysis, Elliott wave analysis, a little bit about trading psychology, and tuning the frequency of your charts, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to Elliott wave, and then how to put it all together to become a consistently profitable trader. So like I said, my membership is $30 a month. It's a monthly membership, but the part that a lot of people really like is I call it learn and earn at the same time, because the main purpose of the membership is to teach you to trade. But I do share every single swing trade that I take with the people that I in my group at the time of entry. I give you my stop loss. I do not give you my take profit because I personally don't use take profits. I do not believe in take profits. I would never want to limit myself to how much money I can make in a trade. I would just want the market to tell me when to get out of a trade. I wouldn't want to just set a random 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But every single time I enter a trade, I do tell people at the time of entry that I'm entering, and I tell people where my stop loss is. And that's why I call it learn and earn at the same time, because the main purpose of the group is for you to learn to trade. But while you're learning, hopefully you can earn at the same time by following along with some of my swing trade setups. So anyways, let's get right to it. I'm going to start at the bottom of the list at Bitcoin, work our way all the way up to the top of the euro dollar, the more popular pairs on the daily time frame. Like I said, during these meetings, we do the full top-down analysis, at least down to the 1 hour, sometimes even the 30-minute, 15-minute time frame. So, anyways, Bitcoin. I actually still think that Bitcoin is going to go down. I still believe that this is an A. I still think this looks like 3 waves up, wave B. And I still think that Bitcoin is more likely to go down to the $55,000 area because that's the 38% Fibonacci retracement. I think it's a wave 4. And I think eventually it is going to go up for a wave 5. Now, we do have to keep in mind that Bitcoin halving is happening this month in April, and because of that, maybe it will not get all the way down to the 55%. Maybe it will turn at the 23, or maybe it'll just keep on trending up. But as of right now, it looks to me like we're going down for a wave C of wave 4. So taking it down to the US 30, which is another pair I do analyze every day. To me, the US 30 seems extremely clear that this is a 1, 2, 3, and most likely we're in a wave 4. Now, most wave 4s do go to at least the 38% of wave 3, so I don't really expect that it's actually over yet. I think it's probably going to end up looking something like that, very similar to Bitcoin in a way. We're probably in a wave 4 right now, and eventually we're going to go back up and make a wave 5. So I'm personally still looking for shorts on that. Natural gas has been quite sideways lately. If you zoom way out, I actually do think that this is a wave 5. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Now, a lot of people in my membership group are really trying to identify the end of this wave 5 because if you can get in with a good entry, it needs to take out the high of wave 4 once that wave 5 is confirmed to be over. And that's a lot of pips to the upside. That would be a really, really, really good swing trade if we could catch the bottom of that wave 5, which that's what we're trying to do right now. Right now, we're kind of in a very sideways looking pattern. I mean, to me, it almost kind of looks like the wave 5 might have already ended right here, but it never did take out the low of wave 3, which is not really necessary in my eyes. It kind of looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up, so maybe it is more likely that it is going to go down, take out that low of wave 3 before it actually does continue back up, eventually taking out the high of wave 4. So, oil. Oil's another one that I do like. I don't trade a lot of these commodities that often, but boy, the oil I do trade once in a while. It has some really, really nice setups. One thing you have to notice on oil is up here at top we have that 3, 4, 5 shape that you actually see at the end of most trends if you're on the correct time frame. Now, just because I see that 3, 4, 5 say doesn't tell me that the trend is over. It's probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So I do think oil probably is going to make a little bit of a pullback, but I do think that the trend is up, and I do think oil is eventually going to go up to about $100 a barrel before this move is over, which I actually think this is a wave C of wave B on the weekly time frame. So I'm definitely still looking for longs. With this 3, 4, 5 shape, I actually think that once this breaks structure, you probably should be looking for shorts. And then once the correction is over, you could go back to looking for longs again. So let's move on to silver. Boy, silver and gold made a huge, huge spike reversal on Friday. Now, I personally don't really think that it's over. We have a few members in my group that are actually calling this, especially on gold, they're actually calling this like an ABC of X. And if that is true, then this potentially would keep on going down and probably eventually even take out some of these lows. So I definitely want to keep that in mind. I personally think that we're in a wave C on the much, much higher time frames, and I personally think that silver is going up to about $36 an ounce. But with this big spike reversal, I also do think that silver is at least going to do something like this probably for most of the upcoming week, especially because we don't really have much for dollar news this week. So I do think there's a very good chance we're probably going to go at least to the 50% Fibonacci retracement before we actually do get the continuation of the uptrend. So gold has the same type of move. It wasn't quite as dramatic on gold. It was a little less dramatic. One thing you have to notice too is we still don't even have a break of structure. So I mean, I'm still looking for longs. But with this big spike reversal and the fact that we really don't have much for dollar news in the upcoming week, I think there's a pretty good chance that this is probably going to be kind of sideways. Probably start waking its way down, maybe down to this Fibonacci retracement level before it actually does end up continuing back up. So I personally do think the trend is up. I still have a target of $2,550. So I'm definitely still very bullish on the weekly and the monthly, but on this daily time frame, I think we're probably going to be a correction for probably at least the whole upcoming week, I would say. So the Kiwi Swiss, if you zoom out a little bit on the Kiwi Swiss, I actually think this looks like a WXY, and it may actually be complete. It looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up. It kind of looks like 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up. Kind of looks to me like a WXY, maybe even a wave 4. A lot of the Swiss pairs did make a pretty dramatic turn last week, and if this is the end of a wave 4, then this potentially is going to go down now to make a wave 5, which will probably end up looking something like that. So because of that turn right there, I probably would be looking for shorts on shorter time frames. The Kiwi CAD, originally I was thinking that this was going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that is way too big in my eyes to be a wave 4. I'm actually not really convinced that this is going to go down and take out the lows. I think it's going to be a correction to this last push up. I definitely would be looking for shorts on shorter time frames, but I would also be keeping in mind that most likely it is going to turn at a Fibonacci level after making 3 waves down, and I think it's more likely that it is going to keep on going up. I still think this over here is like a wave 1 or a wave A. This is a big correction, like a wave B or a wave 2, and I still think this is probably like a 1, 2 of 3 or a 1, 2 of C. So really not important to know whether it's a wave 3 or a wave C, but I think that we do need to start looking for the end of that correction on shorter time frames. And the Kiwi Swiss, like I said, all the Swiss pairs did make a pretty dramatic turn, but A lot of them don't really look like they're over to me. I actually still think this thing needs to go up and take out the high over here. I actually think there's a very good chance this is just a correction, just a subdivision of a much bigger trend. I would definitely be looking for a Fibonacci bounce, like a break of structure on the sort of time frames to identify the end of this correction. I think it's more likely going to end up looking something like that. So taking it down to the Aussie Kiwi. The Aussie Kiwi definitely did make a pretty dramatic turn also at a trend line. It kind of looks like a contracting triangle type thing on the higher time frames. Now I have two trend lines here because if this is a contracting triangle, then this will hold here. If it's actually more just like a channel, almost like an expanding triangle, then it's more likely to go up here. So there's really no confirmation that this is over. This actually could just make a correction and then start making its way up to this higher level, which is where I've had this target for quite some time. But taking it in a little bit, zooming it in a little, I would definitely be looking for shorts on sort of time frames, and if it just keeps on going down, then great, you're looking for shorts. But while you're looking for shorts, if you notice that it makes a three-way pattern, respects the Fibonacci level, makes an impulsive move up, then I would definitely stop looking for shorts because that would probably tell us that it really is going back up again. And the Aussie Swiss, like I said, most of the Swiss pairs made a very dramatic turn. I think this is a subdivision of wave 3. I think this is a 1, I think this is a 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. Most likely we're in an ABC of 4, and most likely we're going to go back up for a wave 5. I still think this is most likely part of an A, a B, and a C correction, maybe even a wave 4. So, taking it up to the Aussie CAD, which should be very, very similar to the Kiwi CAD. Now, the Aussie CAD, to me, I mean, I have it labeled as a wave B because it kind of does look like a downtrend. It kind of does look like three waves up. And if it is a wave B, then this potentially would go all the way down to here. But I'm really, really not convinced about that. That's why I have my Fibonacci retracement out here, because I definitely am looking for shorts. But while I'm looking for shorts, I'm keeping in mind that if I get a nice end of a correction signal on the sort of time frames at a Fibonacci level, then I would definitely stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs again. So I definitely am looking for shorts, and if it just keeps on stretching out and I never get that end of a correction signal on sort of time frames, then I'll just keep looking for shorts. Otherwise, if I do get that end of a correction signal at one of these Fibonacci levels, I'll stop looking for shorts and I'll start looking for longs again. So that's what I like to call learn and earn at the same time, because we're looking for shorts and we're learning while we're making money. Looking for shorts, we're going to learn whether it makes a correction to the uptrend, or while we're looking for shorts, we're going to learn that it just keeps on going down to make a big old wave C. Learn and earn at the same time, just like on my website here. I like to call it learn and earn because that's the best way to learn, I think, is to learn while you're earning, which is why following my swing trade setups is probably such a big part of a lot of the people that joined my membership. So moving on to the pound Kiwi. The pound Kiwi, the pound Aussie, the Euro Aussie, and the Euro Kiwi are all very, very, very correlated. I personally still think that this is a wave 5. I think this is a 3. I think this is a 4. I still think this is just a subdivision of a wave 5 trend. I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that's forming, and it's a wave 5 on the weekly time frame. So I definitely am. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really convinced that it's over. I mean, this looks like a trend, so I would think it would be just an A. I think it would be more likely to do something like this before it actually continues up, make a more proper looking ABC correction before it really does end up continuing the uptrend. Pound Kiwi, pound Aussie, that is. I think the pound Aussie looks like some sort of a ABCDE pattern. It looks like three waves down, three waves up, three waves down, three waves up, and then 1, 2, 3 waves down. It looks like a 3, 3, 3, 3 pattern. We definitely are kind of respecting a Fibonacci level. If this really is a wave 2, then this potentially is going to go up and make a big, big wave 3 and eventually make a wave 4 and a wave 5 and continue the uptrend. So definitely keep an eye on it on sort of time frames. I don't like the fact that it didn't bounce off a fib, which kind of makes me a little concerned that maybe it is going to go down one more time, which it kind of like makes a lot of sense because this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it would end up continuing back up. It would be 1, 2, 3, and then the third wave would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would kind of make more sense to me if it really did go down one more time. And the pound Swiss, just like all the other Swiss pairs, made a very dramatic turn. I actually think the pound Swiss is one of the clearer ones, telling me that it really is a wave 4. It looks like a wave 1, it looks like a wave 2, and then I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3 with a break of structure. I think this is the end of a wave 3. I think it's probably going to make a wave 4, probably go down to at least a 38% before it actually goes back up and makes that wave 5, which my target is up here to finish off this section of trend. And the pound CAD. I'm actually very bullish on the pound CAD also. Now, the fact that this made a trend does kind of make me wonder if this is going to be a wave B, like it needs to go up one more time to make an ABC a B and then go down and then back up. It definitely is possible, but what is more important for me right now is that it's making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. I got my Fibonacci retracement on this last impulsive up. If we get the end of a crescent, I definitely am going to go long, and then I'll learn and earn at the same time, whether it's a wave C or B, or whether it just keeps on trending up, and we definitely submit a total difference either scenario. So the Euro Kiwi, same as the pound Kiwi, I'm very bullish overall. I think it's at wave 5. I still think it's going to come back up towards this box right here, which is above the high, which is actually a Fibonacci extension level. And I still think it's most likely a wave 5 on the higher time frames. I think it's a 3, I think it's a big ABC 4, ABCDE of 4, and then I think we're going to go up for a wave 5. And the Euro Aussie. Same type of thing with the eurusd, except for the eurusd is a little bit more convincing that it could be over. I think this one's a WXY though. 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. 100% Fibonacci extension is exactly where a wave Y or a wave C of wave Y should turn. I think it's a 1. I think it's a 2. I think it's likely that it could keep on going up for a wave 3, 4, and 5. So very similar to the pound Aussie. The euro pound has been very, very, very sideways. I've tried to get long a couple times on this thing because I do think that if this really is the end of a wave C, then this is definitely going to go up and take out these highs. I still don't really see much confirmation that the wave C really is over. And if it's not a wave C, then it would actually end up being a 1, 2, and a 3. And if it really is a 3, then it may just keep on going down. I am looking for shorts, but I am keeping in mind that this actually could be an ABC correction. It already made a little bit of a spike reversal after taking out these lows, so we had to keep an eye. I still think there's a chance this is the end of a correction, and if it is, then it will definitely go up and take out these highs, which would be a very, very large risk to reward ratio if we could get in on a good entry on the shorter time frames. And then the Euro Swiss, just like the other Swiss pairs, made a very dramatic turn to the downside. I still think this is a 1, 2, and then I think we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subdivision of 3. I think we're more likely than not in a wave 4, and then eventually go back up for a wave 5. And the Euro CAD. I'm still very bullish on the Euro CAD too. I think this is more likely a 1, and I think this is more likely a 2, and then I think this is a wave 3 that we have here. So that would make this a 1 of 3, a 2 of 3, and then I think it's going to go up and make a 3 of 3, a 4 of 3, and a 5 of 3. So a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3 is what I expect to see. And that should, because this looks to me like a 1, looks like a 2, that should be a very, very large uptrend if that really is the case. We don't have any proof that it's over yet, so I am technically looking for shorts, but I am keeping in mind that it probably is a wave 2, and it probably is going to bounce off a fib level and end up continuing the uptrend. So, moving on to the yen pairs. All the yen pairs made a pretty dramatic turn also. The important thing to see on this one is that it really never broke structure to the downside. I'm technically still looking for longs. I still think that the yen pairs are in an uptrend, so even if it does go down, I'm still thinking that it might just be part of a correction to a larger uptrend. The fact that it never broke structure to the downside tells me that technically I'm still looking for longs. This one has been very, very sideways, which tells me that if I was going to trade a yen pair, that I think other yen pairs would be a better choice. So, anyways, moving on to the CAD yen. I still think the CAD yen is a correction. I am looking for shorts, but to me it looks like 1 down, 3 up. And it kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C forming now. So I would expect it to move down, probably not to be over yet, probably going to go down to one of these fib levels, but I still think this is part of a correction to the uptrend. So I would definitely be looking for the end of a correction on the shorter time frames. Kiwi CAD, same type of thing. I actually think this one may have already ended a correction, and that this could be like a 1, a 2, and a 3, 4, 5 that's getting ready to form. So There's no proof that the wave 2 is over, so I am technically looking for shorts and shorter time frames, but I do expect that it is going to end the correction probably at a fib level and continue the uptrend. And the Aussie yen, the Aussie is very dramatic in both directions. It makes very strong moves up and very strong moves down. I mean, I got my Fibonacci retracement on here. We're already at the 78%. If it goes beyond that 78%, then definitely continue to look for shorts. If it respects this 78% and starts to turn back up, then you definitely want to get long because every single one of these yen pairs is in a 4-year uptrend right now. And any of these moves to the downside, yeah, there's definitely money to be made in some of these down moves. But I think that the bigger money to be made is definitely still looking for the ends of corrections at every single pullback you see for the continuation of the uptrend. So the pound yen to me definitely looks like an ABC correction. It looks like, first of all, it looks like 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up. Now I think we're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down on the sort of time frames. Kind of hard to see on the daily, but I think this is a flat because it definitely is a 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and now we're 5 waves down. I would expect it to bounce off either the 61.8 or the 78.6, ending a correction and continuing the uptrend. And the euro yen, same type of thing, except for this is probably, yeah, I mean, it is a flat, I guess. 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. I think we're in an ABC correction, a flat 3, 3, 5 pattern. And I do think that it is extremely likely going to continue the uptrend. So the US dollar yen, man, finally broke out of that channel that we had for several weeks and made a big push up. My target on this is still the 155, 156 area. I mean, we are at a Fibonacci level, so maybe it will make a correction here. Maybe not. Either way, I'm definitely looking for longs. Even if it does make a pullback, I am for sure going to be looking for longs at the end of pullbacks for the continuation of the uptrend. So moving on to the dollar pairs. Like I said, the dollar pairs, for me, I do day trade the dollar and I do day trade the yen, and then these other pairs down here for me is more swing trading. And I do scalp on gold once in a while. I'm not a huge gold trader, but when I do trade gold, it is scalping. So like I said, I do analyze every single one of these pairs on this list, full top-down analysis every single time. We do Zoom meetings every single London session, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We do Zoom meetings on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 90-minute meetings where we look for trade setups, we look for future trade setups, and I do share my swing trades with the group at the time of entry. I give you my stop loss. I tell you that I'm getting in the trade at the time of entry. This right here is not a signal service. Do not think that this is a signal service. It is not, because I'm just trying to help you earn while you learn. The main purpose of the group is to teach you, but I would like to see you earn a little bit while you learn. So like I said, it's not a signal service, but I do tell you when I'm getting in trades. It comes with a trading course, all the live trading sessions, all the educational information on Discord. So definitely check that out. It's only $30 a month. It's definitely the cheapest I've ever offered my membership. And it is at my website, FXPipCollector.com, which is in the description of this video. So moving on, looking at the last few dollar pairs. We are definitely still in an uptrend on the US dollar Swiss. I mean, this is definitely the fifth wave. You'll notice this is definitely the fifth wave, but I almost guarantee it's not the final wave. When you have a fifth wave stretch out like that, you're almost always going to get a wave 6 and a wave 7. Either way, I'm definitely still bullish, and I mean, at this point, it probably is going to take out the previous highs. Definitely looking for longs in an uptrend. US dollar CAD, I've been calling the US dollar CAD a wave 2, but boy, this is getting extremely impulsive. At this point, I mean, especially with the fact we're closing above the 78.6, I think it's probably more likely that it is going to take out the highs. And pretty much at this point, it seems like it is almost definitely going to take out these highs and end up looking something like that. For now, I'm definitely looking for longs. I mean, if it does make a reversal, we should better recognize that. But for now, I am definitely looking for longs in a uptrend. The Kiwi Swiss, I still think it's in a wave C, most likely. I mean, we are going to be approaching the 78%, which I think is going to be a really good area of resistance. Maybe we'll get a nice break of structure, proving that this wave 1, 2 is finally over. Maybe it'll just go beyond the 78% and just keep on going down. Either way, I'm not too worried, because if it does just keep on going down, guess what? I'm looking for shorts. It definitely shouldn't affect me any. If I'm wrong about this being a wave 2 and I'm looking for shorts and it just keeps on going down and I'm looking for shorts the whole time, that definitely is not going to affect me in any negative ways. If anything, I'll probably just continue to make more money going short. So definitely looking for shorts. I'm definitely looking at this 78% as a possible area of resistance. Alright, or support, that is. And looking at the pound, or the Aussie dollar. Oops. The Aussie dollar is, yeah, I mean, at this point, I still think it probably is some sort of an ABC type correction. I'm still looking at this just like the Aussie, just like the Kiwi, as a possible wave 2. We are going to be approaching the 78% pretty soon, which I think at this point it pretty much has to go down to at least there. If it respects that level, gives us the end of a trend signal, then great, we'll start looking for longs again. If it doesn't respect that level, or if it just makes a bounce from that level, we'll definitely recognize that that's not over, and we'll just keep on going short. And if I'm wrong about this being a wave 2, guess what? I'm still going to be making a ton of money while I'm wrong about it being a wave 2, because I'm going to be looking for shorts the whole time on shorter time frames. So if it just keeps on going down, that is definitely not going to affect me in a negative way whatsoever. That's why I like the way we trade so much, because even when we're wrong about our Elliott wave counts, we are still making money. We can be wrong about our Elliott wave counts all day long, and we could still be making money the whole time, because we're just going to be taking it one step at a time and trading in whatever direction our roadmap time frame tells us to trade in. Alright, the pound dollar. Pound dollar finally did take out the lower wave 4, which is good, because that's what a wave 2 should do. We are sitting at the 50%, but looking at other dollar pairs, I think it's more likely it is going to stretch out more. At this point, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 to come. I would expect it to at least go down to the 61 or the 78%. Then if we get the bounce, break of structure, that's the end of a wave 2. And then go up for a wave 3. If we don't get the end of a wave 2 signal, guess what? We'll just continue to look for shorts, and we'll just make money the whole way down. And while people are, trying to identify the end of a wave 2, which we're going to be trying to do also, but while people are concerned about the Elliott wave counts, we're going to be laughing our way all the way to the bank, making money the whole way down. So Elliott wave is a big part of what I do, but I take it one step at a time, because I know there is a lot of flaws in Elliott wave, because it's sometimes can be very difficult to get a correct count at the right time. So guess what? If we're looking for shorts and I'm wrong about this being a wave 2, and it does that, am I going to be bothered that I was wrong that it was a wave 2 if I'm making money the whole way down? I'm definitely not going to be bothered by it. That's why like I said, I like my strategy really well, because I can be wrong about my Elliott wave count and I can still be making money the whole way down. So definitely is not going to bother me one bit. And the euro dollar, same type of thing. I'm definitely looking at this as a possible wave 2. It looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 of wave C. If we get the end of a trend signal at the 78%, then we'll stop looking for longs, and we'll stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs. If we get a Fibonacci bounce, we can definitely tell the difference between a Fibonacci bounce and the end of a trend if you know how to read the market. If we just get a Fibonacci bounce, then whatever. We'll know that that's just a pullback, and we'll just keep on looking for shorts. If we get the end of a trend signal, then we'll stop looking for shorts and we'll start looking for longs again, and we'll just laugh our way all the way to the bank. Like I said, I don't really care whether it keeps on going down like this or whether it does this and keeps on going up, because either way, I'm just going to take it one step at a time. I'm going to be looking for shorts until the market tells me otherwise. When the market tells me otherwise, I'll start looking for longs. Elliott wave is definitely the biggest part of the biggest edge of my strategy, but I take it one step at a time, which is very important, and I always tune the frequency of my time frame so that way we can tell when a pattern is over. So for now, I'm definitely looking for shorts on the euro dollar. I think it looks like a 1, it looks like a 2, it looks like we're in a wave 3. If it bounces from the 78%, great, we'll start looking for longs. If it just bounces in a normal bounce, this is a correction, then we'll keep on looking for shorts, and we'll just laugh our way all the way to the bank. So, like I said, if anybody is interested in joining my membership, you do get access to these live streams that I do every single weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I do live streams or Zoom meetings for my premium members where we look for trades. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we do New York session Zoom meetings where we look for trades. I also share all my swing trades with the group. This is not a signal service, but I do share every single swing trade I take. You get access to all the private channels on Discord. You get access to my trading course, which is 35 videos long. And yeah, you get access to the live trading sessions, which is a great part. And my focus is for you to learn to trade, but while you're learning, I'm hoping that you can earn at the same time. So learn and earn at the same time. So anyways, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. And as always, happy trading and good luck to everybody.